Welcome to the finale, guys. I'm so ready for this. I'm gonna pack it up. Before we begin, there is something you should check it out. There is a short film in the drive along with the class. If you haven't watched it yet, you better do. Spoiler warning, guys. Now, we're gonna analyze the video. So, if you watched it, you will have a better understanding of what we're talking about. The short film, 3 minutes, raised attention about what it takes to create an impactful story. The film was directed by Peter Howson Chen, one of the pretty well-known directors in China. He delved into the social issue of left behind children and Chunyun phenomenon in China. Created a story about a family reunion that lasts only 3 minutes. Even though 3 minutes might not be on your top of the list the best short films, or you might never heard of it. It is, however, a simple guide to tell a well-structured story. And this also provides an excellent example of how to narrow down a microscoped issue to a personal experience, and then turn it into a powerful digital story. If you're careful enough, you will find 3-act structure is in everywhere. Plays, poetries, novels, comic books, short stories, video games, and the movies. In storytelling, the 3 acts represent the setup, the confrontation, and the resolution. Like when you're ordering food, their appetizer, entries, and dessert. Now I'm hungry. Just like every other story, the opening is always crucial. You can spend less than 30 seconds to show any information, including when, where, who, the backstory, the tone, the foreshadowing, and the hook. The film 3 minutes opens with a kid reciting the multiplication table, which later becomes a key element to the story. Through a smooth transition, we call it match cut, the short transition from a kid waving the sparkler to a train attendant waving a flag, we quickly get a glimpse of the connections between the two. In fact, here are 2 setups happening at the same time. On one hand, throughout the visual setup, we learn the identity of our main character, a responsible train attendant, busy on assisting the passengers on their way home. On the other hand, the voiceover tells another setup that how she haven't seen her child for a long time, and they have a chance to meet up briefly at one of the train stations. Now, before the title showed up, we already understand the protagonist's desire and challenge. She wants to reunite with her son within 3 minutes. Remember, digital storytelling is a visual language. A wide shot, a medium shot, or a tight close-up could be your tools to control the flow and the rhythm of the story. For example, in the beginning, there are several wide shots of the environment. These scenery shots are a contrast with the tight medium shots inside the carriage. Here, these wide shots give us a breathing space, whereas the portrait shots of the passengers give us a sense of how crowded it is on the train. That's what Chunyun usually looks like. Been there before. Not a fan. Plot advanced. The camera comes closer. Film space gets tighter. The tension goes higher and the chaos increased. Now, the title card shows. The little boy is waiting, and the train is approaching the station. Usually in this part of the story, the hero confronts their identity and starts to approach their goal. In this case, they are striving for the brief reunion. However, what makes a good story is that, in order to reach the goal, the character always had to face a countless challenge. Our characters are not only facing the chaos of people rushing out, but also competing with the limit of time. The whole story is built upon the time countdown. Every second, the attention of the audience and the purpose of the characters is striving to get closer. Notice the composition, frame inside the frame, guidelines, a red scarf. They can all make your subject pop out from the background. Also, there are parts when the camera lowers down to the boy's eye level, squeezing through the stream of people, until his arms carry him above the crowd. This sequence of shots creates a rhythm that successfully catch your attention. Finally, the tension arises at the climax. Act 3 is usually when our heroes get their rewards. Maybe they achieved their goals, or perhaps they didn't make it. No matter what, it is time for the storyteller to draw a conclusion. It could be a period, or ellipse dot. Well, it certainly could be a question mark. Most importantly, it is time to express your idea and your insights. Why you tell the story, and why does it matter? In fact, this film does not have a classical resolution. The mother and the children are reunited, but soon apart again. In the last part of the film, contradict to the beginning, the story ascends from an individual story to a microscopic contemporary social phenomenon. Sometimes, you don't have to show every corner of the city to present an idea. Dive into a personal story could be as effective as well. The entire 7-minute short film is shot on iPhone X. Well, they kind of mentioned in the beginning. We see some slow-mo, time-lapse, special angles, and creative camera movement. But what makes it a memorable digital story? Food for thought. Look around. What surprised you? What makes you curious? What connects you? What resonates with you? Do you have anything to say about anything? During the trip, observe and record. So if you have any question pop up, Google it. I'm kidding. Here's my email. Also, you can find those short videos I've mentioned in the drive. So check them out if you're interested. Time to say goodbye. Don't miss me. Created a story about family reunion that lasts only 3 minutes. Created a story about a family reunion. Created a story about a family reunion.